If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show, and it's a good one, so make sure you stick around. For those of you who remember the artist that calls himself Machine Gun Kelly, who I've covered many times over, and I'm going to get into this new song in detail, but listen to what his new song is entitled.
It's 53666.
What was that, Machine Gun?
It's 53666.
Oh, it's 5:36:66 in the morning. Now, there's nothing satanic there, nothing occultic there. He is not a Satanist. I mean, sure, we've seen him throw up the devil horns and do all the same satanic symbols that they all do. They're gang symbols. We've even seen him take a blood bath in a bathtub. But he's no Satanist. I'm crazy. I am just jealous of these celebrities, and really just, if you even want to call them celebrities, because most people don't even know who Machine Gun Kelly is. And when I first started my channel, back before YouTube was censored, I would cover people like Machine Gun Kelly, and these videos would go semi-viral. They get hundreds of thousands of views because they would show up when somebody searched for Machine Gun Kelly's new song. My video would actually show up. Now I'm completely buried, just like everybody else in this community who speaks truth. But the good thing about it back then was that people who were obsessed with these singers, they looked it up, and then they saw the symbolism, they saw the repetition, it helped wake them up. Now they don't want that happening. But what happened back then was a lot of Machine Gun Kelly fans got really upset with the bloodbath ritual, and they were defending him still, saying he wasn't a Satanist. But many, many came over to my channel, woke up because of that video, along with many other videos, and realized that all of these people are all in the same exact circle, the inner circle of these secret societies. They are indoctrinating the masses. And let's get into his song, because what are you going to tell me? That this is a coincidence? That he was writing a song and he was like, it's going to be called, 5:30s, like Eminem's, right? 3 a.m., where they show him murdering people, doing ritual sacrifices. I've talked about 3 a.m., the symbolism of that time, how people in the occult perform these satanic rituals at 3 a.m., during that hour. It's known as Satan's hour. People have heard of the witching hour, midnight. Well, 3 a.m. is Satan's hour. So Machine Gun Kelly, let me get this straight. He was writing a song, and he was like, it'll be a really bad Apple name. 5:36 in the morning. Right? And someone was like, wait, wouldn't it be cool if it was 5:36:66? Or did he stutter? Is that what happened? Maybe he was stuttering, right? What excuses are people going to come up with now for a guy like this? Now, in the video, you can see Machine Gun Kelly here. You can see the black and white symbolism. They cut in and out between black and white. Obviously, the esoteric symbolism. You can see he has the XX tattoos. Of course, the fans think it means one thing, just like Taylor Swift with her 13 tattoo that she has. Right? We even have celebrities who have 666 tattooed on them, and people out there are still like, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean what you think it means. X is the symbol of the Antichrist. That's why you see so many people use the letter X, hold up numerology X. It's not because 10's their favorite number. It's not because X is their favorite letter in the alphabet. Okay, this guy doesn't have tattoos of an X because he's a huge fan of the X-Men. It's a symbol of the Antichrist. You can also see how his head is positioned, where it's almost, it looks like sun worship, which we see all the time with the halos. Then we see with a lot of these musicians, they'll dress up like the statue of Isis, the Statue of Liberty, okay? And another symbol that you're going to see throughout this video is the spiral. I've covered this before. Now, there's dual meanings to the spiral, but the spiral is significant in the occult for many reasons. It's one of the most common symbols. I've covered it before on shows like True Detective. Obviously, most of you who have been in this community for a while recall the FBI using this as a symbol for child love, you know what I mean? Stuff you can't say here on YouTube. And in the occult, the spiral is one of the oldest symbols that they use in their, I call them satanic rituals, They call them spiritual practice, spiritual protection. But it reflects the universal pattern of growth and evolution. And the spiral represents the goddess, the womb, fertility, and life force energy. And again, when it comes to terms like evolution and rebirth, this is another common theme that the occult always uses. This is to do with the Phoenix Rising, the rising of the Antichrist, the rebirth, the fact that they feel that they're constantly going, that they're never going to stop, even in their death, that this movement is going to continue on and there's going to be a rebirth, so to speak, of the human race, which would be transhumanism and the worshiping of the Antichrist, which we're already seeing going on with the universal love movement that we see. Now, most of this video is him smoking a cigarette, laying around, talking about women. But check out the lyrics here if you need more convincing that these people think about all the songs that I've covered even recently if you're new to the channel. And if you're a longtime subscriber, obviously you see this repetition all the time. This is the lyrics. It's 5:36:66 in the morning. He says, I'm writing this at 5:36:66 in the evening, in my head, talking to these demons. So, he's talking to the demons, right? We hear Eminem talking to the demons. We hear, all of them, Billie Eilish, right? The lyrics are constantly referring to God and the devil, 666, talking to demons, invoking spirits, demonic possession. But again, folks, this is just all artistic expression. It's nothing to do with spiritual warfare that's going on. It's nothing to do with God or the devil, because they've convinced society that the Bible is a fairy tale book created by man. That's the common theme that we hear all of these millennials and these young dumbed down teens who don't even realize that they have completely engineered in every way possible to act and behave the way that they act and behave. Those are the ones who are into the love movement, the politically correct movement, banning free speech, right? So what they've done is they've completely just decided in their head and dismissed the Bible. And that's why those of you who are younger who listen to this channel, you're so important to the future of the human race. And let people laugh at that all they want, because at some point in time, before the trumpets sound, there's not going to be many Christians left. Not just because Christians are going to be persecuted. Christians are going to be wiped off the face of the earth. And we know that is happening. We know it's coming. We already see it. I show you this repetition of the mockery, the constant attacks on Christianity. No other religion, nothing else, nothing about Buddha, nothing about Hinduism, nothing. Always Christianity that's under attack. So just like, when you play the backmask of Jay-Z and his song, which I've covered, where if you backmask a song, he says 666, murder Jesus. Murder, Jesus. 666. You have this guy, this clown who takes blood baths where people are just thinking that this is normal. And he's sitting there going, it's 5:36:66 in the morning. But it has nothing to do with the devil, folks. It's nothing to do with scripture. These people don't believe in that stuff. That's why they always talk about it. That's why they only talk about it. But they don't believe in it. They're atheists. They're spiritual people, right? Is that what we hear most of them say? They talk the Eckhart Tolle game of there is I believe in a universal God, but I believe all good people go to heaven, right? And it's like, well, who's to define what a bad person? Because they have no rule book, right? The rules of God are the rules they should be following, the Bible. Instead, they're just like, yeah, if I think, like when somebody dies, they automatically just go, I know he's in heaven. It's like, well, did he believe in Jesus Christ? Like, no. So he's not there, because that's the only way to heaven. But again, just Machine Gun Kelly, folks. Nothing to see here. More music being released, talking about speaking to demons, 666. But he's stuttering. He's stuttering on the 6. He's got a little bit of a stutter problem. He apologizes. He just meant to say 5:36. He just picked the time because it's his favorite numbers. You know how it is, right? Unbelievable. It's hard to get into detail with some of this stuff, especially the symbolism of some of these symbols because of the censorship on YouTube. So I want to remind people that I do have a website at callforunuprising.com. If you haven't checked it out, please consider becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. Videos, forums, direct messaging. Everybody can interact. It's a great community over there. prayer wall, a lot of people praying for each other, people who need help or advice, talking to each other. So it's a really good atmosphere there, good community. I hope you consider joining. And again, you can always sign up. If you don't like it, you can leave. It's not a big deal. I'll still be here on YouTube. But please consider becoming a member. Obviously, I want to keep that going, especially with the ridiculous censorship over here that we see over and over on YouTube. I want to thank everybody out there who's a Patreon. It's because of you that it keeps this channel going on YouTube. So thanks so much. If you aren't one, please consider becoming one. But those of you who are, thank you so much. And again, thank you all for listening to today's show. More of the same, right, folks? You see the patterns. It's right in front of our faces. 666. It's 5:36 in the morning. Give me a break. I thank you again. God bless all of you and your families.